Today's top stories. Malacanang urges Joma season to return to the folds of society and promote peace. The Social Welfare Department warns the public against participating in illegal adoption facilitated online through social media accounts. The Philippine National Police commends a cop who was attacked by a Chinese national inside an MRT station last Saturday. And Caba La Union is now more vibrant and established as it obtained both local and national recognition over the years.
Good day, I'm William Theo.
And I'm Pia Roses Morato. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Malacanang continues to foster peace amid criticisms and provocations from Communist founder Jose Maria Sison.
The palace urges Sison anew to return to the folds of society and promote peace. Janice Cave has the story.
Malacanang says exiled Communist Party of the Philippines founder Jose Maria Sison should extend his hands for peace and rejoin society. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo made his call after Sison slammed the offer of President Rodrigo Duterte to reopen peace talks. Panelo said Sison has taken as an insult the president's offer for peace talks despite softening his stance to not talk with the communists unless it stops its extortion activities. He said Sison should surrender from his comfortable exile and return to the folds of society. Moreover, Sison should also contribute his intellect and expertise in peaceful dialogues for the betterment and progress of all Filipinos rather than wage armed struggles. Panelo described Sison and a handful of his followers as victims of their own revolution for failing to overthrow the existing political order but failing to do so for over 50 years. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
The Calabarzon Police Regional Office condemned the New People's Army terrorist group for the burning of heavy equipment in Infanta, Quezon. Around 15 members of the NPA torched 3 backhoes and a bulldozer being used for the Kaliwa Dam project in Barangay Magsaysay, Infanta, Quezon. Police Regional Director Edward Carranza says they are now coordinating with the AFP and will exhaust all means to track down and arrest the suspects. The Regional Police Office urged the public to provide information for the immediate arrest of the suspects.
Candidates in May's midterm elections who will fail to dismantle their illegal campaign materials may face an electoral offense petition. This as a COMELEC issues a notice to all candidates and parties for the May 13 elections to immediately remove all prohibited forms of election propaganda at least 72 hours before the start of the campaign period. Prohibited forms of election propaganda include those that are posted outside of common poster areas, in public places or in private properties without the consent of the owner. COMELEC spokesperson James Jimenez says the poll body, Public Works Department, and Metropolitan Manila Development Authority are in charge of taking down the illegal materials. The campaign period will run from February 12 to May 11 for senatorial candidates and party list groups, and on March 29 to May 11 for local bets.
The water level at the dam serving Metro Manila drops below normal, and authorities arrest illegal Chinese workers in Parañaque. More on these and other news around the metro from Romdulfo.
Pag-asa has raised the need for water conservation efforts as water at the La Mesa Dam is at below normal level. Pag-asa hopes to prolong the availability of La Mesa's reserve until this year's rainy season. Meanwhile, Japanese Foreign Minister Taro Kono has expressed desire for the Japanese government to continue its support for the development of Mindanao. Kono made this commitment upon meeting President Duterte in a courtesy call on Saturday at Matina Enclaves, Davao City. The Japanese official is in the country for a 3-day official visit as part of the official's agenda in the inauguration ceremony of the Japanese Consulate General in Davao. In other news, immigration authorities arrested 30 Chinese nationals for illegally working in several establishments in Parañaque City. The arrested aliens were working as cooks, hairstylists, and vendors. Immigration Commissioner Jaime Morente warned of more arrests as the Bureau intensifies its crackdown against illegal aliens. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
Still to come, the Department of Agriculture has imposed a ban on the entry of pork and other pork products from Japan due to African swine fever. More on these when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Oo, pabor ako sa pagbabalik ng ROTC sa mating kabataan dahil ito may magbibigay disiplina sa kanila, ngunit ito ay dapat mayroong tamang pamamalakad.
Para sa akin po, opo. Kasi po, di po ako ganun kapayat. Sige, sabihin ko na po, mataba po ako. Tapos pag inano po yun, papersa po ako mag-exercise. Tapos pag nag-exercise po, baka pa mas gumanda po ako. Tapos baka po mas madisiplina ko po yung sarili ko.
Kasi rin po iwas na rin po sa sa drugs, ganyan. Tapos para lahat ng mga kalalakihan, maiwasan nila, lumayo sila sa ganyan. At least kahit papaano mababawasan yung mga lumalaganap na drugs sa sa Pilipinas.
Opo, kasi po maganda rin pong training yun sa mga tao if ever na kailangan mag-military or pag may gera, ganun po.
Oo, pabor ako kasi bilang ROTC din ako dati and na-experience ko doon, disiplina talaga. At saka kailangan maging handa yung mga estudyante sakaling kailanganan yung puwersa. At saka matututo sila ng disiplina.
Kailangan na kasi natin yun ngayon sa bansa natin. Kailangan natin ng mga reserve army. Tsaka hindi naman tinuturo sa academics yung mga military tactics, di ba? So kailangan natin yun.
Sa panahon po ngayon is marami na tayong kailangan ng reservist sa Pilipinas at saka karagdagang pwersa rin po para sa ating kasanduluhan para hindi na rin nagiging maarte yung iba nating kabataan sa panahon ngayon.
The military is asking for understanding from the public as it implements anti-terrorism measures. The AFP gave the statement amid complaints over the prohibition of bottled liquid items in MRT stations. AFP spokesperson Edgar Arevalo said that while measures such as a prohibition of backpacks are inconvenient, a little sacrifice is for the good of the many. Arevalo said instead of complaining about the measures, everyone's cooperation is needed to quell acts of terrorism.
About 2,000 former workers of Hanjin Heavy Industries in Subic were among those who applied for jobs under the government's Build, Build, Build program. Miguel Hill has the story.
Thousands of applicants got the opportunity to seek their next career, while hundreds were hired on the spot during the second Build, Build, Build Jobs, Jobs, Jobs caravan over the weekend. 186 applicants were hired on the spot. 99 of them came from Hanjin. About 30,000 jobs were available from 106 employers during the event. Public Works Secretary Mark Villar says it was President Rodrigo Duterte himself who ordered the holding of the jobs fair in Subic immediately to help those who lost their jobs. Transportation Secretary Arthur Togade compliments the Build, Build, Build program as it seeks to provide jobs and opportunities to help in the building of infrastructure. For the PNA Newsroom, I am Miguel Hill.
The Department of Agriculture has imposed a ban on the entry of pork and other pork products from Japan due to African swine fever. DA Secretary Manny Piñol says a formal directive will be issued while quarantine officials are validating reports. Officers were also advised to review their quarantine protocols, including the footbaths installed at the ports of entry and the monitoring of all meat products being brought into the country by tourists. A report from the Japan News said the ASF virus gene was identified in 4 separate cases in Japan on January 12 and 16. The virus was found in carry-on baggage brought from China at Chubu Airport in Aichi Prefecture and Haneda Airport in Tokyo.
Operatives seized about 1.8 million pesos worth of suspected shabu during a raid over the weekend at Purok Riverside, Barangay Banago, Bacolod City. The operation, conducted by personnel of Police Station 3, led to the arrest of Randy Benjamin and Jamil Equital. Another suspect, Leoner Halandoon, fled. Operatives seized 1.875 million pesos worth of suspected shabu along with drug paraphernalia and live ammunition of a 12-gauge shotgun. Benjamin, who is a former village watchman, sold 2,000 pesos worth of shabu to an undercover policeman. Equital was identified as his runner. Chief Inspector Ruel Culanag, head of Police Station 3, said Benjamin sources his illegal drug supply from Metro Manila and is believed to be a distributor in nearby localities.
Government troops foils an attack by the New People's Army. Meanwhile, markets in Bataan resumed the sale of shellfish or tahong. More on this and other stories from the provinces from Janice Cave.
In Negros Oriental, a concerned citizen is commended for reporting the plan of New People's Army rebels to disrupt a community program. The timely report led to the encounter between troops under the 15th Infantry Battalion and the anti-development communist terrorist group in Sitio Baliw, Barangay Bagtik. There were no reports of casualties on both sides. In Bataan, green mussels or tahong were again sold in markets over the weekend after the shellfish ban due to red tide was lifted on Thursday. The Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources issued a shellfish advisory that the coastal waters in the towns of Orani, Samal, Abukay, Pilar, Orion, Limay, and Mariveles and the city of Balanga were already free from the red tide toxin and safe for human consumption. In Zamboanga del Sur, a farmer tagged as the top most wanted person was wounded as he tried to evade a police manhunt. The suspect, identified as Dats Manguda, is listed as #1 most wanted person in Buog. Manguda has a standing warrant of arrest for murder and was arrested last Friday in Kumalarang town. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
Up next, the Philippine National Police commended a cop who was attacked by a Chinese national inside an MRT station last Saturday. And Cava, La Union is now more vibrant and established as it obtained both local and national recognition over the years. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
Umaatake na naman siya. Huwag kayong mag-alala. Bakuna lang ang katapat niya. Ang measles o tigdas ay virus na madaling makahawa lalo na sa mga batang 5 taong gulang pababa. Bakuna lamang ang paraan para maiwasan ang tigdas at ito ay epektibo, de kalidad at ligtas sa ilang dekada ng paggamit nito. Libre ang bakuna sa health center sa inyong lugar. 2 o 3 beses ang bakuna na ayon sa DOH walang masamang epekto, masobrahan man ang bakuna sa measles. Inirekomenda rin ng DOH na kung ang tao na lampas 5 taong gulang ay hindi pa nagkakatigdas at hindi pa nababakunahan, magpabakuna. Nagbabahay-bahay na rin ang DOH para sa mga miyembro ng pamilyang hindi pa nababakunahan.
Hindi naman lahat bakuna yung deleterious or dangerous. Proven naman yan. In statistics siguro, may 110 million tayo mamatay, 2-3 dyan. It's a bad break, but that does not set a trend or record. On the other hand, it's alarming to government for people to shy away vaccination for their children.
Anong sintomas ng tigdas? Pag-ubo, may sipon, pamumula ng mga mata, mataas na lagnat, at mga pulang butlig sa balat mula 3 hanggang 7 araw. Kapag may tigdas, lalong kumain ng masustansya at uminom ng maraming tubig upang hindi ma-dehydrate sa pagpapawis, pagluha, pagsusuka o diarrhea.
The Philippine National Police condemned a cop who was attacked by a Chinese national inside an MRT station last Saturday. PO1 William Cristobal received a commendation medal during the flag ceremony this morning for showing calmness and restraint in fulfilling his duty. Cristobal was the cop whom Chinese national Zhang Jialei threw a glass of taho in an apparent tantrum inside the Boni Avenue station. The MRT prohibits the entry of liquids inside trains for security purposes. Zhang is facing charges of unjust vexation, assault, and disobedience to agent of person in authority.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development warned the public against participating in illegal adoption facilitated online through social media accounts. In a legal adoption media forum, DSWD Assistant Secretary Glenda Relova said, online adoptions are considered scams which could endanger the lives of children and parents involved. Judge Lorna Catrice Chua Cheng of Marikina City RTC says, adoption through social media is dangerous as it usually involves human traffickers who pretend to be the adoptees' parents. She said it also results in simulated births, a scenario where adopted mother presents themselves as the real or biological mothers, which is considered tampering with the civil registry of children. Relova says DSWD will send social workers to the whereabouts of couples or individuals who adopted children online or engaged in simulated births to give them advice on legal adoption. Meanwhile, a bill rectifying simulated birth records and providing administrative adoption proceedings is waiting to be signed by President Duterte. The bill is not solely to provide amnesty for the parents who will be charged of it, but also for the benefit of the children to have all the benefits of adoption, status, rights under the law in the society. Relova urged the public to visit DSWD's field offices for legal adoption information.
And in our foreign news, schools in the Washington state in the U.S. were closed down on Monday due to heavy snowstorms that swept over the weekend. All other activities in some schools and colleges involving events, athletic practices, fitness centers, and even library use were also canceled. Heavy snow covered Washington beginning Friday and into Saturday. The National Weather Service said the unusual weather brought some areas around Seattle more than 10 inches of snow on Saturday, the most in February in 70 years. Washington State Department has closed major roads overnight because of blowing and drifting snow with hundreds of cars stranded. Washington Governor Jay Inslee declared a state of emergency for the state in anticipation of the upcoming storm weather on Friday.
Many fans anticipated a close showdown as the Magnolia Hotshots faced off with the San Miguel Beermen for the first time in the PBA Philippine Cup since their final showdown last conference. San Miguel Beer blew past Magnolia 113-92 at the Smart Araneta Coliseum in Quezon City Sunday night. Overall, SMB shot 51.9% from the field, including an impressive 18 of 34 clip from beyond the arc. In the first game, the rain or shine Elasto Painters put an end to the Phoenix Fuel Masters' unbeaten run with a 98-94 overtime win. Ross squandered a chance to blast Phoenix in regulation but made up for it in the OT session to take the top spot in the team standings.
Caba Town in La Union has been recognized for its various achievements.
Aside from showing excellence in governance, it has received accolades for its support for the government's programs. Joyce Kudas has a story.
Once a laid-back community, Caba Town in La Union Province is now more vibrant and established as it obtained both local and national recognition over the years. Even with the DILG's high parameters for the Seal of Good Local Governance, the municipality has bested its all-in assessment criteria for the past 2 years. The local government has received Performance Challenge Fund as financial incentive in 2017 and 2018. In December last year, it received the National Anti-Drug Abuse Council Performance Award for its exemplary efforts in complementing the national government's war on drugs. The municipality was declared as drug-cleared in 2017 by the Regional Oversight Committee chaired by the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. Caba was also recognized for being the first in La Union on infrastructure pillar for the 3rd to 6th income class category of the 2017 Cities and Municipalities Competitiveness Index. In 2016 and 2017, the Council for the Welfare of Children, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, and DILG bestowed it the seal of child-friendly local governance. The Sangguniang Bayan was also recorded by DILG and Philippine Councilors League the 2018 Local Legislative Award for placing second on the 4th to 6th income class category for provincial level. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Joyce Kudas.
Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Here's another look at today's top stories.
Malacanang urges Joma season to return to the folds of society and promote peace. The Social Welfare Department warns the public against participating in illegal adoption facilitated online through social media accounts. The Philippine National Police commends a cop who was attacked by a Chinese national inside an MRT station last Saturday. And Caba La Union is now more vibrant and established as it obtained both local and national recognition over the years.
Thank you for watching another edition of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter.
For more stories about the government and how it serves the Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites.
And that's your daily dose of the latest news
and information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm Pia Rosas Morato.
And I'm William Theo. Good day.